So before we start the class, let us take the blessings of the beautiful deities of ISKCON Mangaluru, Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji. Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki jai.
Hey.
So today we are going to start with Sloka 9. Okay. So last class we saw Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Okay. That is spontaneous love. Like how we imitate the in five rasas, the devotees. Like for Madhurya Rasa, it is Srimati Radharani. For Vatsalya Rasa, one example is Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba. And as servants or as friends, Arjunas, you have Sudama, Madhumangal, many friends. So you can just follow in their footsteps. And next in as a servant, we know Hanuman. Okay, so like that. And then in Shantarasa, like the cows or the flute, the trees, the Yamuna, right? So in the spiritual world, everything has life. Okay, not like in this material world. See, if there is cell phone, it has no life. But there, everything. I mean, I'm just giving an example. Even a pot of milk, everything has life. The rasgulla, the food we eat, everything, every thing wants to serve Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. So everything has life. So even in Shantarasa also they want to serve maybe as trees, peacock, cows, like that. Okay, so we saw that Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. So today probably we'll see 9 to 11 Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. These are the highest stages of Bhakti. Probably, I mean, it just happens with the mercy of pure devotees that we get this Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti by the mercy of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Srimati Radharani, by their what do you say, unparalleled krupa only it is possible for us to come to this stage. Otherwise, by our sadhana, it's very difficult. So, seeing our sadhana, if we are so dedicated, maybe there is a chance for Radharani or Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give their costless mercy. Then only we can get this Bhava Bhakti. Otherwise, there's no question of Bhava and Prema Bhakti. Okay. So for us, what we are advised is throughout our life. See, we should not put very high goals. We know what we are. Okay, so we should not put too much high expectations beyond what we can do. So, because we should not get depressed. It's not like we are demotivating you or something like that. So we should not get by putting too much of a high of a aim. We should not get demotivated initially itself, in the sense that we at least we because we can't anyway get what that bhava bhakti prema bhakti, what is the use of doing sadhana bhakti, we may get demotivated. So it is not like that. So what Prabhupada says, you do your duty, like you do your sadhana, you do it seriously, dedicatedly, constantly, steadily, you do your sadhana. So you will automatically get purified, and then you will slowly come in the path of spiritual and that's progress. So you do your duty. Don't think about what you'll get later. That's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? You do what you have to do now. Just give your 100% to what you're doing. Do 100% in chanting. Do 100% in your hearing. Do 100% in your. Don't do it as a formality. Oh, because I have to listen like that. But be serious. Whatever you're listening, whatever you're reading, whatever you're chanting, whatever seva you're doing in the temple, do it with utmost dedication and make it a constant, steady practice. Not that today I will do 16 rounds and next day I will do just 2 rounds, and next day I will do 25 rounds, and again I will do 4 rounds. Not like that. Whatever sadhana you're doing, keep it constant. Okay, that I want to do. Okay, 1 hour of reading or 2 hour of reading or like that. Keep it steady, or in fact, you can increase it, but not reduce it to what below your level. Okay, so just keep that steady till your last breath. That is what you have to do. Okay, so just do your duty, and then rest Krishna will take care. Okay, So 1 to 7 is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, 8 is Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, 9 to 11 is, today we'll try to discuss Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So in Shlokas 1, we saw how to control the 6 urges. Text 2, Shloka 2, we saw what are the hindrances, obstacles to devotional service. 3, we saw principles that favor devotional service. 4, we saw the 6 loving exchanges. And text 5, associating according to the levels. So we saw there are 3 types of devotees, Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta. Okay. And text 6, associating with a pure devotee. Like it's like associating with Uttama Adhikari, who can become our spiritual master. Okay, and then text 7, we saw how much important the chanting of the holy name is. And Prabhupada also says that 99% of our spiritual growth is based on chanting. The more we chant without offenses, the more purely we chant, the more spiritually we progress. Okay, so text 8, spontaneous devotional service in practice. So we saw that Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti last class. Now, text 9 today, we'll see the hierarchy of the material and spiritual worlds. Okay, in the material world, what is the lowest and what is the highest? We'll see that order of both the material and the spiritual worlds. And text 9 describes the hierarchy of the different regions of the Lord's creation with Radha Kunda as the topmost place. So they will describe that here in this world, Radha Kunda is the topmost place. Okay, so we'll start with 9. Would anybody, when any of the devotees like to read the shloka?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Namaskaram. Please try, Prabhuji.
I will try, Mataji. Yeah. Vaikuntat janito vara madhupuri tatrarpi rasotvavat Vrindavaranyam udarapani ramana tatrarpi govardhanaha Radha kundam ihapi gokulapate prema premamrita plavanat kuryad asya viratajo giraitate sevam viveki na kaha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare-
Would any other devotee like to try?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Vaikunta Janito Vara Madhupuri Tatrapi Rasotsavat Vrindaranyam Udarapani Ramanat Tatrapi Govardhana Radha Kundam Ihapi Gokulapate Premamrita Plavanat Kuryadasya Virajato Giri Tate Seva Vivekinaka. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay. So, Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavat vrindaranyam udarapani ramanat tatrapi govardhanah radha kundam ihapi gokulapateh premamrita plavanat kuryat asya virajato giri tate seva viveki na kaha. So what are they saying here? The hierarchy they are giving, okay, of the holy places, which is which comes next, and which is the highest of all. They are giving that order here. So any of the devotees would like to read the translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please, Mataji.
The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikunta, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there superior to Mathura Puri, is the transcendental forest of Vrindavana because of Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes, and superior to the forest of Vrindavana is Govardhana Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kunda stands supreme, where it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula. Sri Krishna, where then is that indulgent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda, which is situated at the foot of Govardhana Hill. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Okay, so what do they say? The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikunta. So what do we think in the spiritual planet? We think Vaikunta is the ultimate, right? Many of us think that Vaikunta is the ultimate highest planet. No, what are they saying? Beyond Vaikunta is what? Madhura. Okay, beyond this Vaikunta, the transcendental world is Madhura. Why? Because Krishna appeared in Mathura, right? He appeared in Mathura in that jail, right? To Devaki and Vasudev. And what is superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavana. Okay, why? Because so superior to Mathura is Vrindavan because of Krishna's Rasalila pastimes. Because he did all his Rasalila pastimes, playing with his Gopa friends and stealing butter. He did all his pastimes there in Vrindavan. As a childhood, all his childhood pastimes were done till the age of 10. Okay, so that's why Vrindavana is superior to Mathura, and superior to the forest of Vrindavana is Govardhana Hill. So in Vrindavan, they have this Govardhana Hill. So why is the Govardhan Hill superior in Vrindavana than Vrindavana? Because it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna, because that Govardhana mountain was touched by the divine hand of Sri Krishna, and also it was the site of various loving pastimes. He did many pastimes there. He played with his Gopa friends. He did many pastimes with the gopis, and he played many games there with the Gopas. Everything like he ate the trees. They gave nice fruits, so they enjoyed all those over there. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kunda stands supreme. So even beyond this Govardhan mountain is the Radha Kunda. Out of all these, Radha Kunda is the highest. Why? For it is flooded with the ambrosial nectar prema of Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. So it's the liquid prema that is present here of Krishna that is present in Radha Kunda. Okay, so Radha Kunda and Srimati Radharani both are equal here. We should not separate. Like how we say, right? Sri Krishna personally present or the deity of Sri Krishna is same, or the name of Sri Krishna, Nama, Rupa, Leela, Guna is the same. So like that, Radha Kunda and Srimati Radharani both are same. Okay, so that's why so much importance is given to Radha Kunda. It's the liquid prema of Krishna. So where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda? Because Krishna likes this Radha Kunda so much. It's none other than Srimati Radharani, right? Liquid prema over there. So that's why who would not like? Because Krishna likes it so much. Who will be unwilling to serve this Radha Kunda? Where is this Radha Kunda situated? At the foothill of Govardhana Hill. So this is the highest. That's why if you see, even today, all the saints of Vrindavan, they reside there. They build a small bhajan kutir where they can stay near Radha Kund, and they do their chanting, japa, whatever they want. They sit there and they do there. They try to reside there near Radha Kunda and perform all their activities, devotional activities. That's the topmost. But many of them don't know about this Radha Kunda and its importance. It's only the Gaudiya Vaishnavas who know the importance of this Radha Kunda. Okay, if you see other Vaishnava sects, they don't give much importance to Radharani and Radha Kunda so much. They don't believe in the concept of Radharani. Okay, it's only the Gaudiya Vaishnavas who give more importance to Radharani and Radha Kunda in Vrindavan. Okay. So next we see they're discussing in order now. So the spiritual world is Vaikunta. So higher than the material world, obviously. So the higher the material world is in the middle. So then we have the higher planets, the heavenly planets, and above the heavenly planets we have Vaikunta. Above Vaikunta we have Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, that's the order. So now here they are saying this Vaikunta is higher than the material world. So the material world is just 1/4 of the whole creation, and 3/4 is the spiritual world. So imagine this 1/4 material world itself. Were we able to see all the places in this world? To cover America, Australia, London, Africa, or forget about international places. Were we able to cover the places of India? Right? So this itself is so big. This 1/4 part of the creation of the material world itself is so big for us. Imagine the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha, is like 3/4. So it is 3 times more greater than this material world. It's so big. Okay, you can imagine if so many people are there in 1/4 of this world. So how many people are already serving the Lord in the spiritual world, in that 3/4 part of the creation of the spiritual world? Okay, and there in Vaikuntha, Vishnu is present in his opulent form. Like he's very, what do you say, decorated with ornaments and all that. He's there in his opulent form. So you must have seen Lord Jagannath. He wears ornaments. What is this? I forgot the name. They decorate him with so much ornaments. Jagannath, on a particular function, when he returns back on his return journey, they perform many functions. Okay.
Sunnabheso, Hare Krishna Mataji, Sunnabheso.
Right, exactly. Suna Vesha. So Suna means Sona. They put all these gold ornaments on Subhadra Maya, Jagannath, and Balabhadra. Okay, they like that in Vaikuntha also. Lord Vishnu Narayana, he is fully decorated, and there all of them serve him in the mood of master and servant. So we don't have, like in Goloka Vrindavan, we don't have all these 5 rasas. You can't put your hand on Krishna as a friend, or treat him as a son, or this thing, or what do you say, in Madhurya Bhava, like Srimati Radharani. So we can't do all that. Only master and servant relationship in Vaikuntha. Okay, so the Lord is present in his opulent feature there. Next, above Vaikuntha is what? Mathura Dham. Okay, so we know this Mathura, it is in the material world, but of transcendental world. So though it is in that material world, it has its effect. It is divine. Okay, this Mathura, the place Mathura, because now we can't see, because we are in Maya. That curtain of Maya is covering our eyes. So we can't see the true Mathura, the transcendental world we can't see. So we see it as a material world. So this Mathura is there in material world. That's what we see. But it is actually divine. Because wherever Krishna has done his pastimes, he was born in Mathura. It's obviously, though it's material world, because Krishna has taken birth there, it becomes a transcendental place. Okay, so that we have to understand. But we are so much in Maya, we are so covered by that veil of Maya, that curtain is there. So we just can't see the real Mathura. Okay, so it's the place, Mathura is the place where Krishna appeared in that jail to Vasudev and Devaki. Okay, so higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura Dham. Okay, higher than Mathura is the forest of Vrindavan. Okay, so the interior forests of Vrindavana are considered superior to Mathura because of the presence of the 12 forests, Dvadashavana, such as Talavana, Madhuvana, and Bahulavana, which are famous for the various pastimes of the Lord. So it is in these kunjas, in these forests, that all Krishna's pastimes, Krishna and Radharani's pastimes happened. Okay, so that's why Vrindavan is their favorite. Because in childhood, both Krishna and Radharani, they enjoyed all their pastimes here. Okay, so that's why higher than Vaikuntha Loka is Mathura, higher than Mathura is Vrindavan. So let's see what is higher than Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, we have the Govardhana hill. So, but superior to these forests is the divine Govardhana hill because Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill like an umbrella, raising it with his lotus-like beautiful hand to protect his associates, the denizens of Vraja, from the torrential rain sent by the angry Indra, the king of demigods. Okay, so because Krishna touched the Govardhana hill, so it is transcendental. Okay, so that's why it's even better than Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, what is more special is the Govardhana hill. It is also at Govardhana hill that Krishna tends the cows. He grazes. See, the main thing is he grazes the cows. Why does he come to Govardhana hill? Main thing, morning till evening, he comes to graze the cows. So meanwhile, when the cows are grazing, what does Krishna do? He plays with his Gopa friends, gopis. He does pastimes with the gopis. All that happens simultaneously. Right? So it is because Govardhana has that fresh grass, sweet grass. So that's why Krishna comes to this Govardhana hill. Okay, so it is also at Govardhana hill that Krishna tends the cows with his cowherd friends, and there also he had his rendezvous with his most beloved Sri Radha and engaged in loving pastimes with her. So he had pastimes with the cows, the gopas, and the gopis. Okay, that's why it's his favorite. So it's so in Vrindavan, even more worshipable is the Govardhan hill, more than Vrindavan. Okay, so this is the picture of Krishna lifting the Govardhan mountain. Then, higher than Govardhan mountain is what? At the foothill of Govardhan, we have Radha Kunda. Okay, it is superior to all because it is there that love of Krishna overflows. So it is liquid prema. That's why it is said that if you just go and take a dip, sincerely you have to go, not just frolicking in the water, just like you're swimming in water, like in a swimming pool or not like that. With that full faith, you should go with seriousness. You should go that I should somehow get develop bhakti. I should get Krishna prema. With that intention, you have to step in and just first it seems you have to offer dandavats and then you have to enter into the Radha Kund, dip yourself 3 times, very humbly. Okay, and then just put after taking the bath, or if you don't want to enter inside, then you can just put 3 times water on your head and just come out, but pray sincerely. So this itself, it seems, even if you just bathe once in Radha Kund, you will be blessed with Krishna prema. Okay, so it's so important. It's so important for Krishna. Okay, so Radha Kunda is nothing but Srimati Radharani himself. That's why Krishna likes this Radha Kund very much. Okay, so advanced devotees prefer to reside at Radha Kunda because this place is the site of many memories of eternal loving affairs between Krishna and Radharani, Prati Vilasa. Okay, that's why all our acharyas, most of our acharyas, they used to stay on Radha Kunda, around Radha Kunda only. I'm not exactly sure the names, I don't remember, I don't want to give different names, but many of our acharyas, they did their sadhana, they did their meditation, writing of the books or chanting around Radha Kunda. Okay, it's such an important place. Okay, so this is how we prepare ourselves for Vrindavana. So these are the 3 main deities actually, Sri Radha Madan Mohana, Sri Radha Govinda and Sri Radha Gopinatha. Okay, the important deities. Actually, they have some particular name, each deity. One is for Prayojana, Radha Govinda is for, I'm sorry, I don't remember the names, I forgot actually. See, actually, you worship Madan Mohana because you forget your relationship with God. Okay, so you pray to Krishna to establish that relationship. Okay, you go to Radha Madan Mohan, you pray that I forgot my eternal relationship with you. Please grant me that mood so that I can come back to you and I can start worshipping you. I know I am your eternal servitor. My duty is to serve you. Okay, so please engage me in your service. So that is what. So Radha Madan Mohan is like he establishes that lost relationship, and Radha Govinda he gives us that process how we can do devotional service, what we have to do. So he engages us in service, and Sri Radha Gopinath is ultimate. The what you say, the result that is I think prayojana. The end result is what? he gives us Krishna Prema. So each deity, these are the three main deities that are very important. The first is like we beg at the feet of Radha Madan Mohan to establish our lost relationship, and at Radha Govinda Dev, that process, how we can start, how we can re-establish that lost relationship through devotional service. So we start doing seva. So that is we pray at the lotus feet of Radha Govinda Deva to be engaged in devotional service, and Radha Gopinatha is the result. What is the result of our devotional service? He gives us, he blesses us with the Krishna Prema. That is the end result. Okay. So, and actually, Vrindavana is a state of consciousness. Okay. Okay. Well and good. If you have the funding, the budget, everything, and your conditions are favorable, you can go to Vrindavan. Please go. You can go. But people, those are not able to go because of some work disturbances or money problems. If you're not able to travel, because nowadays nothing is I mean, like everything has become costly. You have to at least put per person 10 to 15,000 for a week's trip, right? Okay, so it's very costly for a family of three or four. So you almost have to spend 50 to 60,000. So what Prabhupada says, like if you can go, it is really good. You have to go. But those people who can't go, like Prabhupada says, Vrindavan is consciousness. So you can sit here wherever you are and place your mind on Vrindavan. Okay, so you can remember Radha Madan Mohan, the deity of Radha Madan Mohan, or Radha, Sri Radha Govinda Dev, Sri Radha Gopinath, the Govardhana Hill, like you're doing the Govardhana Parikrama, or you're dipping yourself in Radha Kund. So it is mainly that consciousness that is important. Okay, that's why this whole movement itself, Prabhupada named it as Krishna Consciousness, International Society for, he didn't say God Krishna, it's Krishna Consciousness. So we have to be always conscious of Krishna. Okay, then we are in Vrindavan. If we think of all the places like that in our mind, but if you go to literally go physically to Vrindavan and you're thinking about what is happening here, or in my job, what will happen, my kids are okay, I hope they're doing fine, they're doing this work, that work, hope he has done my this work. So that is of no use, right? You are in Vrindavan, but your mind is here materially somewhere in practically here. So it's better to be here and then think of Vrindavan. Okay, so it's really very important. Vrindavan is a consciousness. So prepare your heart and mind for pilgrimage. How? By reading books. We have many books on Vrindavan and YouTube also. You see all our ISKCON devotees, they've gone on Padayatras and all that. So beautiful, especially during the pandemic, all these were recorded. All the different places that they were traveling by foot, all these different places were recorded. So you can definitely have a look at those different pilgrim places, and you can take darshan by sitting at your comfort at home, right? So by reading books, by prayers, by avoiding 10 offenses. Okay, so ways of serving the holy dham, by remembering, glorifying, cleaning, and beautifying. Okay, so these are the ways how you can remember Vrindavan. Either by when you read, there are many books on Vrindavan with pictures and everything, through books or through hearing or through seeing on YouTube. Okay, see official, don't go to, I mean, like in ISKCON, we have all these different places of Vrindavan. Please try to go through those. Don't go here and there, because in each the story and everything will be described by the Maharajas or the senior devotees. The particular glorification, everything will be done. So we can, I mean, like be in Vrindavan, though we are physically here. Okay. So with this, I think we finish ninth slide. Now we'll just go to the 10th slide. 10 and 11 in one slide only. Okay. So I will not repeat all these. I'll directly go to the Sloka. Okay, see text 11, the glories of Radha Kunda. Text 11, it gives in detail about Radha Kunda because that is the highest, topmost, right? So text 11 perfectly illustrates the point. Text 11 perfectly illustrates the point that the cultivation of spiritual life is a gradual process. I'm sorry, let me go to text 10 first. The hierarchy of different types of human beings that we saw right just now, like what is the highest? We saw the highest is Radha Kunda. Okay, the topmost place where human beings can reside. Next, glories of Radha Kunda. It perfectly illustrates the point that the cultivation of the spiritual life is a gradual process. In the same way as one is meant to read the first 9 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam before approaching the 10th canto, one must first assimilate the first 10 verses of Nectar of Instruction before approaching Radha Kunda. Okay, so like how Prabhupada says, generally people, they want to enter directly into a 10th canto where Krishna's pastimes are there, about Krishna's Rasa Leela. So most of them, they are interested in this Rasa Leela only. That's why they don't read the first 9 cantos and they jump into the 10th canto of Rasa Leela and they misunderstand Krishna. They think this Rasa Leela is this thing, what do you say, a boy and a girl relationship, a love between boy and girl, or you see in the movies hero and heroine, like that. So that's why they don't understand that concept. So that's why Prabhupada says you have to read first to 9th canto and you understand the greatness of Krishna, how great God is. And then you come to the 10th Leela, then you will be able to understand the Leelas very clearly. Otherwise, you will think everything on the material platform. This Rasa Leela is purely transcendental. Krishna is transcendental. Radharani is transcendental. How come the Leela becomes material? How can we compare it to something material? The material, that the love that we see, that is not called love, it is called lust. We do it for our sense gratification. Love exists only in the spiritual world. That is between Krishna and Radharani, that love is there. It is not lust. So there's a lot of difference. That's why Prabhupada says you have to read the first to 9th canto. When you understand the greatness of Krishna, then if you come to the 10th canto, then you will be able to understand the Leelas very perfectly. But we should not directly jump into the 10th canto. No, like that, to understand this, the importance of Radha Kunda, if you just directly read about Radha Kunda, you will not understand what is so special about Radha Kunda. We think it is just some normal pond. What is so great about that? But if you read all the remaining 10, like first to 10 shlokas of Nectar of Instruction written by Rupa Goswami, then you will understand in the 11th shloka what is the greatness of Radha Kunda. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand. That is what we'll see what Rupa Goswami says. Hare Krishna. Would any of the devotees like to read the shloka? Try.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please go ahead.
Karmipya parito hare priyatya vyaktim yurjnanistebhyo jnana vimukti bhakti parama premaika nisthastata tebhyasya tu pashupala pankaja drishas tabhyopi saradhika preshta tatavat iyam tadiyasarasi tam nashrayet kaha kriti. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful Mataji. Wonderful. Thank you so much Mataji. Would anybody else like to read?
Yes, Mataji. Shall I?
Yes, please Mataji.
कर्मिभ्य परितो हरे प्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययुर्ज्ञानिनस्तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्ति परमः प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्ततः तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कज दुष्यस्ताभ्योऽपि साराधिका प्रेष्ठा तद्वदीयं तदीयसरसितां नाश्रयेत् कः कृति. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay. Translation. Would anybody read the translation, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. In the Shastras, it is said that of all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of the higher value of life is flavored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Gyanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge may take to devotional service. He is superior to the others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Sri Krishna. The transcendental covered boy among the gopis, Srimati Radharani, is the most dear to Krishna. Her Kunda lake is a profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis, who then will not reside at Radha Kunda and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional service, devotional feeling, prakrita bhava, render loving service to the divine couple, Sri Radharani Govinda, who perform their Ashta Kaliya Leela, their eternal, eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who are executed devotional service on the banks of Radha Kunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here they are saying who is the topmost, okay? So in the Shastra, it is said that all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. See, out of all the fruitive workers, we saw that whom Krishna likes, he likes one who is a Gnani, right? Who acquires knowledge because he has knowledge of Lord and he's more interested, he practices and he merges into the impersonal Brahman. That is why he says, out of all the remaining people, he doesn't say he's the best, but among those four, he is the best. Okay, out of all the four pious, Nani is the best, he says. Okay, so out of these people, out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, one who is practically liberated by virtue of this knowledge may take to devotional service. So, out of many such jnanis, there is a chance that one person will take to devotional service because he may come in contact with a pure devotee and by his mercy he may get in contact with a pure devotee. That's how we all also came into devotional, I mean bhakti, right? Somebody gave us the Bhagavad Gita or somebody invited us to a temple or somebody like called us, so that's how we got connected to ISKCON, right? So similarly these gnanis also, they because of their pious karma whatever, they got connected to devotional service because of a pure devotee. Okay, so out of so many people, one person will take to devotional service. So he is superior to others, obviously, because he started his devotional service. Otherwise, previously they were just nanis, they were just meditating. They were not doing any service to the Lord. They were just meditating on the Lord. So he is superior to others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. So in this people also, those who have attained the Krishna prema, he is superior to those who didn't attain that prema, right? Obviously. So those who get Krishna prema are much superior. And in that also the gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees. See, out of all these advanced devotees, the gopis are the exalted. Why? Because they're always totally dependent on Sri Krishna. the transcendental cowherd boy. If you see the gopis, they don't carry a japamala like us, they don't read the shastras, they don't hear speeches from senior Vaishnavas. They don't, I mean, like literally, because every Saturday or Sunday don't need to take satsang like that. They spontaneously, they get up in the morning singing they get up and they think of Krishna. When they're sweeping, they're singing of Krishna. When they're cooking, they're singing of Krishna. They're thinking of Krishna. That is like, it is spontaneous for them, like from birth, like how we get up and we brush our teeth and we eat, right? For them, it is remembering Krishna is like that for them. Okay, and they get scared when they forget Krishna. Uddhava, he asked the gopis to forget Krishna. So they were thinking how to forget Krishna, they didn't know. But we are opposite. We are the opposite. Somebody has to probe us. Remember Krishna, don't forget Krishna. For us, the people have to tell us, remind us. But for the gopis, it is the opposite. How can we forget Uddhava? How is this possible? Even if we close our eyes, we open our eyes, we are always seeing Krishna, we are always remembering Krishna. How can we do that? So like that. So the gopis are even more exalted. Okay. And even among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Okay. So among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the favorite of Krishna. So her Kunda, the Radha Kunda, is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis. So like how Krishna likes Srimati Radharani, he likes her Kunda also. That is also very dear to Krishna. Okay. So who then will not reside? Because it's Krishna's favorite, obviously. Then who will not feel like residing at Radha Kunda then? Okay, so that's why everybody goes there for that Krishna Prema, that liquid Krishna Prema. Just by dipping once, it is said, Rupa Goswami says in his Nectar of Devotion, just by dipping once in that Radha Kunda, you will get Krishna Prema. But with sincere dedication, with this thing, you have to enter. With that humility, you have to enter that waters, and with the full consciousness, focus, and then you do meditation, you pray. Then it is said that you will surely get Krishna Prema. Okay. So who then will not reside at Radha Kunda and in a spiritual body such as with ecstatic devotional feelings, aprakrita bhava, render loving service to the divine couple Sri Sri Radha Govinda, who perform their Ashtakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. See, these Ashtakaliya Leela is every day in Vrindavan, the whole day is divided into 8 pastimes, 8 slots actually. So in the morning they have certain pastimes, and again at this particular time, like that, the day is divided into 8 times, such that these pastimes happen exactly at that time, at that place. Sometimes it happens, the same thing happens at Kusum Sarovar, and one time, a particular time, it happens at Radha Kund, and one time it happens at that particular place. So, like that, the Ashtakaliya Leela, so these 8 Leelas happen every day at the same place. And it is said that it happens now also. If you can see, but now we have covered with that veil of Maya, right? We can't see. So, it still happens till date, it seems, in Vrindavan. Okay, the eightfold pastimes, like at that correct timing, they are at that place and their pastimes are still happening. Okay, those are called the Ashtakarya Leela. Okay, if you can just search the internet or YouTube, you will get the eightfold Ashtakarya Leela pastimes. Okay, where Radharani at a particular time she takes her bath and then she does all these. I mean, like everything is given. I read it, but I'm not sure. So I don't want to give. But I know that at particular 8 times, different pastimes happen at that particular ghadi. They say na ghadiya, that happens. Okay, different times. So, indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radhakund are the most fortunate people in the universe. So, that's why many senior devotees, after they retire, because they know the importance of Radhakund, That's why they reside there only. And they spend the rest of their life practicing the devotional service there only. It is so important. Radha Kunda is the highest of all. Okay. See, progressive hierarchy shows how one can progress in a human form of life. So initially, see how a karmi, what does a karmi do? Karmi is in what? He's in Rajoguna, right? So what does he do? He does yagna. Why? Because he wants to accumulate pious karma, punya karma, and he wants to go to Swargaloka. That is the main name of a karma kandi. Okay. And what about Gnani? Okay, Gnani is in Sattva Guna, but the problem with Gnani is his mukti means merging into the impersonal Brahman, that is Brahma Jyoti. Okay, they think God has no form. Okay, then merge into the impersonal Brahma Jyoti and they become one with God. Okay, so better than the Gnani, because they merge into the impersonal Brahman. They think God has, they take God, they assume that God has no form. We will merge into the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, that light, and we will become one with God and we will lose our existence. So that is the Gnani. They are in Sattva Guna. But a Bhakta, he is in Shuddha Sattva. He is above these three modes. He is above the three gunas. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo Guna. He is above all these. Okay, so the higher stages, prema, that we are discussing, right? Bhava, prema, and final is Krishna prema. That is bhakta. He is in Shuddha Sattva stage and he comes to the stage of Krishna prema. Okay, so he has to progress karmi, gnani, bhakta. Okay, and our position indicates our desires and Krishna rewards us accordingly. So that's what now is happening. See, if you are in Rajoguna and if you want material benefits only, Krishna will respond accordingly. Okay, you want pious benefit, you you do yagna, then you will go to heavenly planets. Okay, that is what you want, right? You go. Fine. Whatever you desire, Krishna will give. Now, if you Gnani, he thinks that God is not personal, God is impersonal. So, okay, you want to think me as like that. So, like that, I will reciprocate. You think I have no form, right? So, I will help you. I mean, you merge into my impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Now, a bhakta, he knows that God is personal. He has a form, beautiful form, where we can serve the Lord even after liberation also. Before liberation also we can serve. After liberation, face to face, we can serve the Lord. Now we serve Lord in his deity form. Right? But there, when we go to Goloka, there also we serve the Lord face to face. Okay, so he understands. So Krishna, reciprocates however we reciprocate. Like even if you surrender 100%, he gives us 100%. So if you show your faith 100%, he is 100% for you. If you show 10%, he is 10% for you. Okay, so like that. And if you want only material benefits, he will give you material benefits. If you want to merge, think that God has no form, you want to merge into him, he will give you that facility. Okay, if you want to serve me personally in my form, okay, I will give you that. However, you want to reciprocate with the Lord, he will do that. Okay, that's what they're saying. Krishna rewards us accordingly, like how we want, he will do it. Okay. So we know this, right? There are three types of, we've read in Bhagavad Gita, I think in chapter 4, actually I'm taking L2 classes now, chapter 4, I'm taking Sloka 20, I think all this is there now. Vikarmis, Karmi, Akarmis. Okay, so Vikarmi means they don't follow the Vedas or the Shastras. Okay, they whatever comes to their mind, they do. They think, who is he to tell? What is the Shastra? I don't believe. It is written by some person, right? I am also a person. He is also a person. Why should I listen to him? I will listen to myself. I also know everything. I don't have to listen to somebody who's written that Shastra. So he whimsically does what comes to his mind. He does not follow the Shastras or the Vedas. Okay, such people, they get degraded. Not, they don't forget about getting a human life also. they will further go into hellish planets. They will even get degraded into animal life. Okay, and such people, who don't follow the rules mentioned in the shastras are not appreciated by saintly people. They don't saintly people don't like them. Okay, and the purpose of life is defeated. See, what is the purpose of life? To go back to Godhead. So these people have lost that chance. They've got this rare human life. They're wasting it unnecessarily. In fact, they're degrading their life by not following the Shastras. By acting whimsically, they don't know, they are in ignorance. They think that is right, but they are doing all sins, because of which they're getting degraded to animal life. So they defeat the purpose of life. Okay, so these are Vikarmis. They go against the Vedas. Okay, next Karmis. These people, these are Karmakandis. You can see in the picture, right? They have performed yagnas to go to Swarga or all that. So these people, they follow the Vedas. In the Vedas, they say, per this Varna Ashrama, you do this yagna or do this ritual, you will get this result. So like that, they perform the yagna, they do the rituals, and they get the result. And they go to Swarga, and sometimes they get the bodies of, there, obviously, when they go to Swarga, you get the bodies of demigod, right? Because you have to stay there. But what happens? Once your punya is over, your credit of punya that is over, then again you have to come back to this Martya Loka. Martya Loka means what? This earthy planet where there's death. Okay, Martya Loka means where there's death. This earth planet you have to come back. Okay, this is Karmis. Okay, so Vikarmis and Karmis, they always rotate in the cycle of birth and death. Why? Because like we saw how a Karmi, he goes to the heavenly planet. Once his credit is over, he comes back, right? And Vikarmi also, because like he does all these, in fact, he gets degraded to animal life. Forget about that. So if you have good karma or bad karma, then only you come back to this material planet. Both you should have. Because if you have only good karma, you'll go to heavenly planets. If you have only bad karma, you go to hellish planets. Only if you have both these, then you come to the earthly planet. You come here to suffer or enjoy that. Okay? But if you want to go to the spiritual planet, Goloka Vrindavan, there should be no good or bad karma at all. Generally, people like us, like me, okay, initially when we didn't know, we thought only doing pious karma is good, because bad anyway we don't want to do. So we want to accumulate pious karma and go to heavenly planets. Earlier, we only thought that there was heaven and hell. We didn't know that we could go to the God's planet. I didn't know, at least. We can go to God's planet. So we always do punya karmas so that at least we can go to heaven. Okay, we can go to heaven. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you should even that punya karma also you should get it should become zero. So bad and good karma should become zero. Then only your karma balance is zero. Then only you can go to Golok Vrindavan. So if you have punya also, again you have to come back. So both you have to make them zero. Akarmis, see, have come to the platform of devotional service to Krishna. So akarma, when will it become akarma? When you do everything to please Krishna, not your senses. See, these karmis and vikarmis, they are doing it to satisfy themselves. If you see, if you thoroughly understand, they are doing it for their sense gratification, satisfaction of their mind and senses. But here we are satisfying Krishna's senses. We are doing everything to please Krishna. Right? So when we do things to please Krishna, we are just giving our 100%. We are doing our duty 100% and we are leaving the result to Krishna. So because of which there is no reaction, because we are not expecting anything, right? From that, we don't want anything back. We are just giving our 100% and leaving the rest to Krishna. So you do what is best for me. That's all. So we don't know whether even if it is good or bad, Krishna will take care. So that's why it is zero karma. Okay, we know that fruitive activity binds and means rebirth. So we saw karma kandis, right? It means again we have to take birth. Fruitive activity. If you do karma kanda, you will accumulate pious karma. You will go to heavenly planets. Again, when that punya is over, you will come back to earthly planet. And then like that, you'll be roaming in the cycle of birth and death. So the only way, if you want to get liberated from this material world, there is no other way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that no other way, no other way. Only by following Krishna consciousness can you get liberated. Only when you do things to satisfy or please Krishna, your karma becomes zero. Only if your karma becomes zero, you will be eligible to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Okay? So see, bhaktas, the hierarchy they're telling. Among the bhaktas, the gopis are the highest. Among the gopis, Radharani is the highest. Okay. So bhaktas, what do they do? Perform devotional service according to regulative principles. Right. That's what we do, right? Generally, practicing devotees, what do? We do sadhana bhakti. So whatever rules and regulations we follow and we do our bhakti. Okay, we may come to the spontaneous platform. That Raganuga stage, we don't know when, but we may come to the spontaneous platform like Narada, Sanaka, Sanadana. May develop pure love of Godhead. Okay, if Krishna's mercy is there and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, Radharani's mercy is there, we may get it. And gopis, most exalted devotees, their only desire is to satisfy Krishna. So you heard, so the gopis, they only want to satisfy Krishna. See, there's one story, I'm not sure whether you know of this story or most of you may know the story, but I thought because it's quite apt to bring it here now. The gopis, once Narada Muni, Narada Muni goes to Krishna and he asks Krishna to explain something. Who is the highest of your, who is the greatest devotee? Okay, he says, Narada, I'm having some headache, Narada. Now I will tell you, but to cure this headache now, I want some medicine for this. So Narada asks, what is the medicine, Krishna? What do you want for this? And Krishna says, I want the dust of my pure devotees. Okay, so go and bring. So now he goes to the rishis, many rishis, and everybody will be there. He asks, see, you know what? Krishna is having headache. Please give some dust of your lotus feet. Then the rishi says, no. How can we do such a great sin? We will go to hell. If we give our dust and that dust Krishna puts on his forehead, we will surely suffer in hell. No, we won't give, you go. So then he asks many people. Now finally he says that Narada goes, nobody is giving Krishna, how can they give you dust? They said, you go to gopis. You go to the gopis, you try and ask them. Then he goes to the gopis and he asks, the gopis are and the Yamuna Tata, they are bringing water, fetching water to take water home in their pots. So Narada Muni comes and he tells the gopis, see, Krishna is suffering from a headache. Please give he said like his headache can be cured only by giving the dust of pure devotees. Okay, so then the gopis, without thinking a second, they nicely they put their legs on all the mud on the Yamuna and they nicely stamp, and they collect all that and they put it in a cloth and they give it to Narada Muni. Then Narada Muni says, see gopis, that is why they say you're mad. Don't you know that if you give this dust and Krishna puts this dust, you will forever, for many janmas, you will stay in hell. Then the gopis will say, no, Narada, it is okay if we go and stay in hell for many janmas, but for Krishna, even for a moment, if his headache reduces, that is what we want. We want satisfaction. We want Krishna to be relieved of the pain. Whatever happens to us, you don't worry about us. We are prepared for that. See, this is love. This is not lust actually. Okay, what we see, we call in a material world love, that is lust. We see the body of the boy, girl, and they get sense gratification. They want to touch and they want to do all that. So that is lust. That is not love. But what the gopis have, that is called love. And we can't understand that. That's why Prabhupada says, we are not, I am not so exalted to explain about Radha Krishna Ras Leela, Radha Krishna Leelas, and neither we are so exalted to hear, right? But since we have to know how great their love between Krishna and Radha is, few devotees they try to explain so that we can at least understand, come to know how exalted they are. Okay, so it is this love that is required, and that love is there only in the transcendental world. Here, everything is love. Only love between child and a mother, that is pure here. That is also adulterated nowadays. If you see, now the son kills the mother for the property or whatever, that is also gone now. The mother also, because the son doesn't give him money. It's not in every case, but it is happening in Kali Yuga. She becomes selfish and she puts all the property to herself, doesn't give anything to the son. So it has happened. But generally they say the love between a child and the mother is like pure love. Okay, like that. So their only desire is always to satisfy Krishna. They never thought about themselves. They just wanted Krishna to be happy. They are very happy to see Krishna happy, and Krishna becomes more happy seeing gopis happy. So the love is reciprocal. So they see again, Krishna sees them again. So this happiness keeps increasing, increasing, increasing. Okay, so the gopis, cannot forget him, serving in Vipralamba Bhava. Okay, so even when when Akrura comes to take Krishna, he goes away. Still, some of the gopis they were thinking that Krishna is still there. Actually, he's there, right? But what do these people think? So the gopis, they have the regular duties, right? Wherein Radha Krishna meet, they may prepare the bed. Some gopis, right? They forgot that Krishna left, and they were preparing the beds. Still, they were in that mood that Krishna is there. Radharani will come. They set the beds, they put the flowers, everything. So in the mood of separation also, they're still thinking Krishna is there. They hug the tamal trees thinking it is Krishna. When they see the tamal tree, they think it is Krishna. So there's in the separation also, they are still thinking of Krishna. Okay, so their mood is the highest. Okay, so we see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, how he expressed this Vipralamba Bhava, right? Even when pulling the Ratha, how he used to, his tears, they say, they come out like arrows. So many tears that they come out. It's the main, actually, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this form of a devotee to experience the love Radharani has for Krishna. Because Krishna is God, right? He cannot experience the love that devotee has. So he wanted to see his highest devotee, Radharani, what mood she has. He wanted to experience that prema, that love. He always used to think, why only Radharani has more love than I can love her? What is it that she feels so happy, so ecstatic? And then that's why he came in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he has this golden color and he has the heart of Srimati Radharani. Okay, he comes as in the mood of a devotee to experience that love for Krishna. That's why we see when Lord Jagannath is coming, that's why we see all those ecstatic symptoms of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like he's inviting Jagannath into his heart. Even after the Kurukshetra war is over or something, Gopis and Krishna meet. Okay, once on some Amavasya or something, they meet. All of them meet. Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya, the gopis. When the gopis they meet Krishna, even Radharani also meets. But Radharani says, but now he's like a king, right? He's in the attire of a king. Now Radharani says, see, you are the same Krishna. I am the same Radharani, but I don't get the same feelings that I'm getting when we are in Vrindavan, sitting under that tree on the bank of Yamuna. So I want you to come back there because I'm not feeling the same ecstatic emotions here. I can see you are as a king here now. So I'm not getting the same feelings. So please, you come back. So she's calling Krishna, come back, let's go there. Like how you were Krishna as a Gopa boy. Let's go there and have pastimes there. So in that same bhava, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling Jagannath. So out of ecstasy, he's crying. He's showing all those ecstatic symptoms. Come, let's go to Vrindavan. Okay, so it's very difficult for us to understand all those emotions. Okay, so the mood of the gopis is the highest, like how Lord Chaitanya exhibited. Okay, so if we read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can understand all these feelings. Okay, so and out of all the gopis, also the Radharani is the highest. Okay, it cannot be excelled by anyone. So even Krishna cannot understand, see, the depth of her transcendental feelings. Okay, that's why he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He always wonders, why is it that Radharani experiences more love than me? Why is she only in more ecstasy? So to experience that, he comes as Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so Radha Kunda is the shelter for everybody. Okay, so all of us who want to advance in bhakti at one stage, I mean, at maybe at a retirement stage or one stage, we should take shelter of Radha Kunda, and we should try to practice our bhakti. And because Radha Kunda is the shelter of many saints and all the senior devotees, everybody stays there. Sadhu Sangha is also very important for us. Listening about Krishna and Radharani from them is also very important. So it's a very apt place for us at the end of our life, when we take retirement or whenever possible, for us to go and stay, if possible, by God's mercy. It's like God's mercy, Krishna's mercy. It's not possible for everybody to go and stay at such an exalted place. If Krishna permits, then maybe we can go there and try to practice devotional service in association of devotees there. Okay, so text 11. So would anybody of the devotees please like to read this shloka? Text 11.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
कृष्णस्योच्चै प्रणयवसतिः प्रेयसीभ्योऽपि राधा कुण्डं चास्य मुनिभिरभितस्तादृक् एव व्यधायि यत्पृष्टैरप्यलम् असुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजं तत्प्रेमेदं सकृदपि सातुरविष्करोति. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Would anybody else like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Krishna Shochaya Pranaya Vasatiha Preyashibhyo api Radha Kundam Tasya Munibhir Abhitayash Tadrik Eva Avyadhayi Yat Prethayir Yat Preshthayir api आलम असुलाभम किम पुनर्भक्तिम भजम तत् प्रेमादम सकृत अपि सरः स्नातुर अविष्णक्रोति.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Pretty long sloka.
No problem, Prabhuji. You tried very nicely. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. So let's try to read word by word. Krishna Syochaihi Pranaya Vasatihi Presabhyopi Radha Kundam Chasya Munibhir Abhitas Tadrik Eva Vyadhyayi Yat Preshter Apyalam Asulabham Kim Punar Bhakti Bhajam Tat Premedam Sakrit Api Saraha Snatur Avishkaroti. Okay. So thank you, devotees. Can any one of the devotees please read the translation?
Can I read, Mataji?
Please, Mataji.
Of the many objects of favor, delight, and of all the lovable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love, and in every respect, her divine kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kunda is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply baths once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, what are they saying here? Translation. Okay. Of the many objects of favored delight and of all the lovable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object. So, out of even all the gopis, Srimati Radharani has the highest Krishna prema. Okay. And in every respect, her divine kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. So, like how Radharani is very dear to Krishna, similarly, the Radha Kunda is on the same level. It is very dear to Krishna. So, that's why undoubtedly Radha Kunda is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. See, that's why they're saying Radha Kunda is so pure that even very great devotees, exalted devotees, it is difficult for them to go and stay there. That opportunity they don't get. How fortunate we should be, like very exalted devotees get that opportunity to stay there and serve the Radha Kunda. Okay, and think about ordinary devotees. I mean, exalted, the great devotees itself, it is difficult for them to find residence in Radha Kunda. Then it will be even more difficult for ordinary devotees. So that's why they are saying it is not possible for us to go and stay there and do devotional service. At least what we can do, Rupa Goswami is saying, we can at least travel once in a while. We can go to Radha Kunda and then bathe there in those holy waters. It is said that at least once, if we try to go with that mode, sincere prayerful mode, and dip into the water 3 times and pray, please give me Krishna Prema. Pray to Radharani, please give me Krishna Prema. She's the highest embodiment of love, right? She's the highest devotee. Okay, just pray sincerely to her. It is said that we can, that Krishna Prema will start within us. Okay, so it's so difficult for us to stay there because we need a lot of punya. How much this thing people we need to just go and stay there, right? Are all like almost all our exalted acharyas in our parampara, they stayed there. I mean, they are very extraordinary. We can't compare. So even ordinary devotees cannot stay there. That's why what we can do is just once in a while, like we can just go as a pilgrim tour along with the devotees, just take a dip, sincere dip, and pray sincerely for that Krishna Prema. And it is said that your Krishna Prema will start. Okay, if Radharani blesses you with that. Okay. The super excellent Radha Kunda. It belongs to Srimati Radharani. So all of you on the right can see Radha Kunda, right? So you can just mentally take a dip, first offer obeisances to Radha Kunda and just take a dip 3 times in Radha Kunda mentally, and you can just offer your prayers to Srimati Radharani in the Radha Kunda. Okay? So it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved of Krishna, is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself, very rarely attained even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service. We saw that, right? So you can't attain the devotional service by staying at Radha Kunda. It is very difficult. A devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis. See, if he at least takes once a bath in Radha Kunda, he will develop that pure love of Krishna. At least we can do that. We can go on a pilgrim tour. If not, stay throughout our life there and do devotional service to Radha Kunda there. At least we can go on a tour and just take a dip, and at least there is a chance that Krishna Prema may start arousing within. It's said that at least once if you take, that Krishna Prema will start within. bathing in Radha Kunda. So Rupa Goswami says, see, as many times as possible, most important item in execution of devotional service. That's what he's saying. See, wants that Radha Kunda is rarely attained by even great sages and devotees like Narada. See, imagine great devotees like Narada and many great sages are not able to get this darshan of Radha Kunda. What about us? Oh my God, it's so difficult, right? That's what Rupa Goswami is telling. What we can do, go as many times as possible on pilgrimage to Radha Kunda and just immerse, just dip yourself very prayerfully, sincerely. You dip yourself 3 times so that there is a chance that you may get Krishna Prema. So as many times as possible, you take darshan of Radha Kund. That's what Rupa Goswami is saying. If for us it is not possible to stay there and do seva there, so whenever we travel on our pilgrim to Vrindavan, go here, go to Radha Kund and just try to take a dip and do whatever devotional service is possible, at least at that time, if not permanently forever. Okay. So yes, that's it, devotees. And successfully we have completed 11 also. So today we'll just stop here.